5. This is News Channel 8 at 4 on your side.
That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today.
King Charles III addressing the nation for the first time since the passing of his mother, Queen Elizabeth.
Plus, as you can see, thousands still paying respects to the late Majesty outside of Buckingham Palace in London. That's where Queen Elizabeth II lived most of her reign. Good afternoon to you. I'm Josh Benson.
And I'm Stacey Scheibel. Thanks for joining us.
Well, we want to get straight to the latest on the Queen's passing. People and institutions all across the globe are pausing and paying tribute to Queen Elizabeth II as Britain begins a 10-day mourning period.
Like we said, King Charles began his first day of duties with an address to the nation. NBC's Alice Barr reports from Washington.
Today in Britain, gun salutes and chiming bells for Queen Elizabeth II, who led the United Kingdom through generations of war and peace.
We've all known just one queen. She's the person we've always looked up to.
Across the Atlantic, America is mourning too. President Biden saying he will attend the Queen's funeral.
I don't know what the details are yet, but I will be going.
He was the last of 14 U.S. presidents to meet with her, going back to Harry Truman. The strength of that alliance now on display from mourners outside the British Embassy in Washington.
This just seemed like such a significant moment.
To a moment of silence in Los Angeles before the NFL season kickoff. Time standing still for the monarch who saw so much change under her 70-year reign. Her son Charles, now King Charles III, greeting mourners outside Buckingham Palace and addressing the nation for the first time as king.
She is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today.
At a memorial service today, the British national anthem officially changing to God Save the King, marking a new era after the passing of an icon. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And as the world mourns Queen Elizabeth II, we're going to continue to follow the day's events on air and online at WFLA.com. Also, NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt has more on the changing role of the monarchy and the Queen's legacy. That starts at 6:30 p.m.
Now back here in Tampa Bay, a cheating scandal exposed at a Pasco County high school.
That's right. 3 former teachers are now facing charges of organized scheme to defraud, accused of a testing scam that helped them pocket thousands of dollars in bonuses. 8 on your side's Melissa Marino joins us now live at FDLE in Tampa with the latest. Melissa.
Hey, good afternoon. So we've learned that this scandal went on for 4 years, allegedly. These documents show the 3 teachers that are in big trouble right now, accused of scamming the state out of more than $700,000, and now more than 1,000 of these certifications for students will get thrown out.
What this was a cheating scandal, greed and cheating at the most bearish level.
The teachers arrested include Robert Harrington, Harold Martin III, and Kathleen Troutman. FDLE launched the investigation after an anonymous tip from a former student that they had cheated on a certification exam for Agriculture Educators Services and Technology, or AEST. This is required for careers in agriculture. After a year-long investigation and a statewide audit, FDLE learned the 3 teachers helped students pass the exams and in return earned a bonus for each test passed. We are told they received a combined nearly $40,000 in teacher bonuses. FDLE says none of the mandatory requirements were followed by the 3 teachers arrested, including having the tests proctored. The teachers allegedly allowed students to use a study guide when taking the test, which had the answers. They also found Hudson High School had the highest pass rate in the state.
On the average statewide, they took 30 to 45 minutes to complete. This audit revealed that students at Hudson High School completed their exams much faster. Some exams were completed in less than 5 minutes.
Now, Pasco Schools tells us that Martin has been on unpaid leave since 2021. Harrington and Troutman, they both resigned when this investigation started or around that time. The school district says they are and they have already put in safeguards in place to make sure that this does not happen again. Reporting live, Melissa Marino, 8 on your side.
A manatee and her calf are at Zoo Tampa after a boat strike. Veterinarians are keeping a close eye on the pair as they try to nurse the mother back to health. News Channel 8's Brittany Muller joins us now live inside the Manatee Critical Care Center with more on what happened. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Josh. Yuvia and her 9-month-old calf were found behind Zoo Tampa in the Hillsborough River yesterday. You could see this is the mother manatee. She's floating, she's buoyant, and most likely suffering internal damage from a boat strike. Zoo Tampa helped rescue Juvia weighing 1,600 pounds and her 150-pound calf on Thursday.
This pair was actually spotted over a week ago.
Molly Lippincott, the curator of Florida and manatees at Zoo Tampa, says it was time for the pair to come to the critical care center.
Our next steps will most likely be to monitor her blood work. We'll also do some potential x-rays on her to see what's going on internally.
Since Juvia's calf depends on her, the two were rescued together. Juvia is known to Tampa. She was tagged 27 years ago as part of a research project.
It's kind of incredible, actually, that she has never come to the hospital before, meaning she already has scars on her. She's been through a lot in her life, and unfortunately this time it deemed her necessary to come in.
Zoo Tampa says the mom and the calf will be at Zoo Tampa for at least 6 months as Juvia goes under more testing. Now, if you see a manatee in distress, you can call the Florida Fish and Wildlife immediately. Reporting live this afternoon from Zoo Tampa, Brittany Muller, 8 on your side.
Boy, and let's take a peek outside. It's kind of been another gloomy day out there. Not quite as rainy as yesterday, though, Rebecca.
No, not quite as rainy as yesterday, and that's good news because we are under a flood watch through Saturday evening because of waves of rain that are pushing on shore tonight and into tomorrow as well. The good news about today is we haven't seen any severe thunderstorm warnings or any tornado warnings. We've seen some gusty winds, especially with our more southern storms at this point, but we're still in the clear as far as severe weather goes. It is very wet out there, though. Spotty showers are pushing across the area, and we have more to get through before it's all said and done. Zooming into Hardee County right now, Wauchula and Zolfo Springs along 17 there, right in the middle of some pretty heavy downpours. These are drifting towards the north-northeast. That's moving towards Fort Meade and eventually scraping the western side of Frostproof as well. Moving over to Pinellas in Hillsborough County, it's just light rain for the most part. We have a couple of swaths along the coastline, like the one moving through Clearwater Beach right now, where we're seeing heavier rain, and that line of heavier rain is moving towards Tarpon Springs and Newport Richey next, but it's just light rain across a lot of Tampa at this point. When we take a look at your radar estimated rainfall totals for today, we're seeing a lot between 1 inch and 2 inches of rain. We had some heavier hot spots near Ruskin and Waimama, just over 2 inches, and of course the Nature Coast getting a little bit lighter rain today, under 1 inch in most cases, but most areas falling in that 1 to 2 inch range with some hot spots a little higher than that. And so unfortunately, we will continue to be flood prone through the next 24 hours as a result of the chances for rain increasing. And we're seeing those waves of rain push on shore, moving pretty slowly. It does curtail our temperatures, though. The warmest we got in some locations today was the mid 80s, a far cry from those low to mid 90s we were talking about last week. So heading into the weekend, topping out around 89, 90 degrees, spotty showers during the morning hours and a couple of afternoon downpours on Saturday. A little drier on Sunday, but we're still going to be battling quite a few storms. We'll take a look at your forecast hour by hour coming up next.
And don't forget, 8 is on your side. No matter what the weather brings, you can track storms and the latest forecast with the Max Defender 8 team on our free WFLA app.
A Tampa couple has been living with little to no power for a week now. They called Shannon Benkin to get to the bottom of this problem. She joins us now. That's a problem when it's this hot outside.
It is a problem, Josh, and can you imagine in this heat? The couple tells me that they are just stuck. They don't know where to turn. Their electric company, TECO, tells them they can't help.
So this is an electric company, a very big one. They've seen pretty much every problem under the sun. Why can't they fix this person's problem?
They tell me that this particular problem isn't their problem. It's not a TECO Electric problem because this couple recently signed on for solar. You see the solar panels there on their house. That is the equipment you're looking at that the solar company installed. And apparently when the solar company installs that equipment, they have to hook into your main box because you do continue to get some power from your electric company. And that is the box right there. There's some sort of problem that has occurred, and that's the mix-up of the finger-pointing blame of the solar company saying call your electric company. Electric company says no, 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 you need to call the solar
That's
company.
interesting because solar is becoming so much more popular. People obviously want to check it out, see what it's about, but you bring up a good point. This problem could happen, and it's probably going to happen again. So what did the solar company say?
Well, I called the solar company. Luckily, I was able to get all the way to the top. I ended up speaking with their general counsel today. He looked up the information, and within hours, he had somebody out there checking out that panel. I'm waiting to hear back from them, so I'm hoping to hear back from them soon to find out what can be done. But, you know, in the meantime, you see the guy there that's in the house. I was sweating, Josh, when we were doing this interview. It is really hot.
Let's hear what they had to say.
They just don't seem to care that we have no electricity. That, I mean, sweating, Florida, mosquitoes, we have dogs.
Yeah, regardless of the company that steps up to fix it's going to be the hero here. I mean, they need help, obviously. And again, I think this problem's going to happen a lot more than we think. So what's next?
Yes, well, the next thing is I'm waiting to hear back from the solar company. They sent someone out there today to take a look at all those wires and see if there's anything that they can do to help them. So we're waiting to hear back. I'll have that update for you coming up at 5, and fingers crossed that the air will be on soon.
It's a lot of wires, too. Looks like a mess in there. Good luck to them. All right, thanks so much. We appreciate it. If you have a problem that needs solving, better call Benkin. There's the phone number on your screen. It's 1-855-BENKIN, or you can reach her on Facebook at WFLA Shannon. Well, we want to take a moment now to recognize the passing of one of our longtime colleagues here at News Channel 8 last night. Veteran WFLA photojournalist Chris Coiner lost his battle with cancer.
We're so very sad about this, and while you may not know Chris's name, he brought you some of the most memorable images and some of the biggest stories to impact Tampa Bay over the last 15 years. Born and raised in West Virginia, Chris quickly came to love his adopted home state right here in Florida. He covered fierce hurricanes, hard-fought elections, and championship seasons. Chris was behind the camera for all of it, making all of us look good and bringing you those unforgettable moments in Tampa Bay history. He is survived by his parents and family and by the many close friends he made here at News Channel 8. Chris Coiner was only 49 years old.
News Channel 8 Sports is sponsored by the Tampa Bay Area Volkswagen dealers.